Hey YouTube, what's up? So last week on stream we were going to buy and build our first custom keyboard. I knew that there were a very available uh, board that was easy to get all the parts for, including the board over on Glorious's website. So on stream we headed over uh, to the Glorious website, and well, you will see how the rest of the video goes. Just real quick, before we jump into this video, if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to like it, leave a comment if you would like to see more stuff like this, and also subscribe, so if you miss a stream, you can catch it in shorter form over here. With that aside, let's jump into the build. So, to start off, let's talk about the build itself. As you can see on the screen, I have a GMMK Pro board from Glorious. I have the G-Lube along with their brush and opener. To be honest, I bought a switch holder and it came with a bunch of brushes and switch openers from Amazon. It just didn't get here in time. And I really wanted to put this board together. Alongside all of that, I wanted to go with their linear Lynx's switches, but the price, I just couldn't justify them for this build, especially with myself already being on a budget. So I went with some Gaterons that you could get on their site, and I went with Gateron clears. And for the keycaps, I let chat decide on the keycaps from the ones I like, as I couldn't decide, as they ended up on Ocean Blue collectively. My goal was to make a quieter board than I currently had, which has red switches in them. It was a keyboard from Red Dragon, who have been coming out with a lot of competitively priced peripherals lately, but as most pre-builds, they clearly aren't that well lubed and are still a little too loud for my liking. No offense to Red Dragon, please send me stuff to review. Please. With all jokes aside, we went into the rabbit hole of lubing switches. Before I started stream, I made sure I knew what points of the switch needed lubing. So I watched a Teha types video, as normal people would. So shout out to him for helping me learn a little bit about building a keyboard. In this video, he said, be ready to spend a few hours lubing alone. And to be honest, he wasn't wrong. He said it took him about 4 hours to loop switches for most of his custom builds, so I thought all I needed to do is predict I might be slower than him by an hour or two. Well, I was kinda close. Instead of my 5 to 6 hour prediction, we looped for about 7 hours. Yeah. We were doing this for 7 hours and somehow got 2 new viewers that streamed that followed and said I am entertaining while lubing switches. So if that's not your cue to head over to my Twitch channel, link in the description, I don't know what is. I may be small, but I promise I won't disappoint. Realistically, I spent the first 30 minutes of stream struggling to open my first switch. Here's some footage of that here. Well, I think that's how it goes. Maybe. So it took me about 6.5 hours once I figured out a method that worked for me, though I got into a rhythm which worked for me. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but once I was in the zone, lubing switches was actually very relaxing and therapeutic. But then, like, everyone can see all the cringe content you once made. A 3080 30 series card, or programmed at least on those cards. Yeah, it's definitely, my computer doesn't like me at that point, so. You just gotta push through. Thankfully there's not really filler, which kills a lot of shows. I will definitely build other keyboards in the future. I just don't know when. Probably when not on a budget like I was for this build. However, after 7 hours of talking to chat, I was getting super happy and excited about the board, and I just wanted to try it out. I ended up going through 5 switches that I could not personally save myself. I am sure a veteran would have had a better chance at saving them, but I couldn't, so I used them for spare parts if I lost a spring or something. This was not hard, just costly and time consuming, but I enjoyed the process. After about 7 hours though, the keyboard turned out amazing. How I describe it to people is it literally sounds like an orgasm in my ears. It's pretty great. Now, without further ado, the moment you've all been probably waiting for, a sound test. Now, remember, I just wanted a quieter board than I had before, so seeing as I obtained my goal, I am happy with how it sounds. I know if I opened the board, I could dampen the sound more on the stabs, but frankly, I just don't care enough to do it with this board. Maybe if you guys like this video and subscribed, we could consider another channel. We just build boards. I think I would enjoy that, but I want to see what the interest in a channel like that would be. So please like and subscribe if you are interested. Without any further ado, here's the outcome. Enjoy.